I'm Edie Lush, and I'm here inside the Hub Culture Davos studio. Thanks so much for coming by, Lili Gil Valletta.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Now, you mine cultural intelligence.
That's right.
And you have partnered with our podcast, the Global Goals Cast, to give us the first reading of the sentiment of the people towards the global goals. Now, this is incredible. First of all, tell me how you did it.
So first of all, we're so excited to be here, and thank you for allowing us to bring the voice of the people to understand something that is quite serious. But, you know, sometimes we don't really know what everyday citizens are feeling towards it, how they relate to the topic, and that's what we did. So just to explain it in layman's terms, what we've done is use an algorithm that is able to go out into every digital discussion that is happening. Because we volunteer.
So give me some examples.
We volunteer our opinions everywhere. Comments in news sites, topical sites, blogs. So yeah, traditional Facebook, Twitter, and social media as well. But that whole big universe where everyone every second is volunteering how they feel towards something was the source of our intelligence. And that was 45 million data points.
Okay.
So it's
In
the
how
first
many
time
countries?
ever we do it
Amazing.
this big.
Congratulations.
And the Global Goals Cast is the megaphone for the world to know this. So it was across the G7 because we really wanted to see how these countries stack up against each other. We also added Mexico and Colombia to get a peek into Latin America, and India, of course, because you got a billion people there, a lot of people to understand and influence in this issue. So the findings were amazing. And we hope that this is a model for all the other SDGs to be informed by the people so we can better engage them.
Okay, so now the findings were really interesting. Tell me what they were.
So I would say the highlights are three in particular, in my humble opinion. We could go on and on forever. I'll give you three. So number one, when it comes to mindset, meaning how people interpret the seriousness of the issue, right? The world is split, almost 60-40. And that is concerning and hopeful at the same time. So 60% of people are concerned and alarmed, which out of 45 million data points, that means there's a lot of consciousness in that 60%. But that means almost half, 40%, are either questioning the issue altogether or just not ranking it up as high as other things. So yeah, it's important, but not as important as getting my kids through college or things like that. Now, this is indicative of the fact that there's a lot more education to be done. I think it's a validation for why the Global Goals Cast is such a great platform to just talk to everybody about these things. But that was finding number one, the 60-40 split. The second one that did get me a little bit sad, but again, it's an opportunity now. It's that 71% of all discussions, of those 45 million discussions, 71 were negative. So people are kind of like defeated. Yeah, like, oh my gosh, this is so serious, it's problematic, the world is not going to be the same for my kids, et cetera, et cetera. So I guess that's good. We've done enough.
You could say that it's, because quite often I will post something to raise awareness of the issue. So if I see something coming out of the United Nations, of Greenpeace, and I say, look, this is important and here's my view on it, I am trying to say, look, pay attention.
Correct. And I think the good news with that 71% is, I think there's been enough effort from so many forces to make it important and put it on the map. So there it is, 71%.
Okay.
But 14%, only 14, were focused on solutions. Now, when we dug deeper into what that sounded like, it was people literally saying, I know it's important, but I don't know what to do. So once again, maybe this is the next wave of how do we transform all that awareness that has been building up for the last, couple of years, to get people to see how their everyday decisions and choices can make a difference and not feel so defeated about it being so big. Let's leave it up to the UN and WEF to figure it out. So those were some of the highlights.
Really interesting. So you're going to do this for the Global Goals Cast for other issues, right?
Yes. So you are definitely...
You've been sucked in.
You're making history. No, I love it because then as we are designing campaigns or content and you are doing all the beautiful work with the stories that are positive, we can prioritize and see how we make them relevant for the people.
Lili, thank you so much for stopping by the Hub Culture Davos studio, and I'm Edie Lush.